In today's new video, we're discussing why kettlebell swings may cause you lower back pain and how to fix this. Let's go! Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Coach Remi here from Ambassador Fitness and Performance. And today we're going to be talking about why the kettlebell swing may cause you low back pain and how to fix this. So to jump into this, we have to talk about why the kettlebell swing is a great exercise and the benefits that come with it for certain people. So with the kettlebell swing, what we're doing is we're training the hip hinge pattern in an explosive way. So when we talk about the hip hinge, that involves our hips going back. Our back is straight here from head to hips, and then we're popping our hips forward using our glutes, hamstrings in an explosive manner. So we use that kettlebell to pop forward, and we're training that hip hinge pattern in an explosive manner. We're also training the nervous system to become more explosive and powerful, but you may also see the kettlebell swing performed in class settings like a HIIT class for the benefits of more of a cardiovascular purpose. Now, when we take someone with existing back problems, that could be someone with a disc bulge, maybe they have some osteoarthrosis, a spondylolisthesis, pars fracture, or maybe they have a mix of those injuries. The issue becomes is that, number one, the swing may not be appropriate for them to do because it could flare their low back up because of the high shear forces. Due to those existing issues, their back may not tolerate it well. But at the same time, if their technique is not good and they're performing the exercise incorrectly, that could not only flare up those issues or create symptoms, but it can also create some of those problems. So we're going to be discussing how to now perform the kettlebell swing properly, and then we'll get into some common mistakes. So number one, the kettlebell swing, you want to choose a weight that's not too heavy, and typically we'll start on the lighter side with the swing. Now keep in mind, this is a progression to, say, a kettlebell deadlift. So typically when I'm working with somebody, we're not jumping right into a swing. I'm teaching them how to perform a hip hinge. Then we're loading that, doing a kettlebell deadlift, and then we can move up into a swing. So very similar to a kettlebell deadlift, but the difference here is the kettlebell starting out in front a little bit, bending the knees just slightly. Hips are going to go back. We have a straight line from head to hips here. Core is braced. Now I'm going to grab the kettlebell with my hands here. So from here, gripping it tight, my shoulders are going to come back and down. So I straighten my back out, keeping that chin tucked. And then I'm going to swing the kettlebell back. And then I'm going to pop my hips forward. So watch. So back, pop forward. So one key thing is don't let the kettlebell drop down too low. Keep it close to your center of mass, because the further away that it gets from your center of mass, more stress it's going to put onto your back. So now when it comes to some common mistakes, and I'll relate these to common back injuries. The first portion is right with the setup. So if someone has disc bulge, maybe causing sciatica, so they're flexion intolerant, this setup right here with the swing, they may not even be able to tolerate that. So right then and there is that this exercise would not be appropriate for them to perform at this point. For the sake of preventing a disc problem from developing, we want to make sure they set up here, and then they straighten their back out. And they keep that neutral posture the whole time. They're not rounding, because if they do one of these, which you will see people do, if the weight's too heavy, or if they just don't have good control of their body and awareness, that will lead to a disc bulge over time. So we want to make sure that core is tight, the shoulders are back and down, and then they have a straight line from head to hips here. The second issue would be now, as we correct that, and then we get into as we pull the weight back here, we get to the top of the swing, sometimes what you'll see is people will overextend their back. So they get into this hyperextended position. So people with extension-based back pain, that will flare things up, or it could lead to the development of extension-based back problems, such as a spondylolisthesis, pars fracture, or maybe some arthritic bone over time. So key thing is, just make sure we don't hyperextend. Just finish with the glutes at the top, come to about a neutral position here. Don't overexert yourself. And then on the downward portion of the swing, sometimes people will just let that weight get too far away from their center of mass, as discussed earlier. Just keep it close to your body, and that will reduce some of the forces and stress onto the lower spine, especially if people don't tolerate shear stress as well. So a couple common mistakes related to specific back injuries that people may be dealing with when we're talking about the swing, because the swing is a great exercise, phenomenal exercise. When done correctly, and when it's specifically designed with intention for whether it's training that hip hinge pattern in an explosive way, maybe you're using it in a class setting, but someone can perform it properly and they don't have those existing back issues, or we're just trying to train the nervous system as well to get someone more explosive. Now with the kettlebell swing, just like any exercise, it's important to follow a proper warm-up before performing the kettlebell swing. So some exercises you may want to consider performing for the kettlebell swing would be a cat camel to loosen up the spine, some hip mobility exercises to loosen up the hips, as well as a glute bridge just to activate the glutes. Those exercises will help you prep for the kettlebell swing, and it may feel a little bit easier while you perform those exercises before. And then just to touch on some progressions for the kettlebell swing, the simple progression would be to add more weight or some reps or sets, or we can look at doing a one-arm kettlebell swing, which would be much more advanced. Now, if you're someone that has ever experienced low back pain from a kettlebell swing or hurt yourself doing the kettlebell swing, I would love to hear your experience. Please share your story below. And if you have any questions, comments with regards to this video or the kettlebell swing in itself, or maybe any other back injuries or back pain, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. Also, just before we wrap up this video, I just want to mention I released a new mini ebook called Unlocking the Secrets of Low Back and Disc Pain, Insights Your Doctor Might Not Have Shared. It's a free ebook, free download. I'll put it in the description below for you to download. It's going to give you 10 simple steps, 10 straightforward steps to help you get started with eliminating back pain. And also, if you guys want some more interactive comments, some more Q&A with me, be sure to join my free Facebook group, The Back Pain Warriors. Until next time, guys, you guys all have a wonderful, successful, productive day, and I hope your 2024 has been off to a great start. Until next time, over and out. See you later.